Welcome to episode 717, Covid-19 and Billionaire in Crisis. Example of Tilman Fertitta, 5 Facts, 5 Lessons. This is an outline of episode 717, part 1, the facts. This is outline of episode 717, part 2, the 5 lessons. Let us meet Tilman Fertitta. He employs 60,000 people, and he had to furlough 40,000.
So what are you doing to mitigate the damage from this fall off in business to the people who really feel it because they may be making really a kind of a subsistence wage?
Well, what happens, and it's a shame, but it's the only way to combat it.
That's something a lot of people don't understand about owning a business.
It stops with you, and you have to know all facets of the business. You might be real creative, but you better understand the operating side and the financial side. And if you're going to go into business, you better find somebody who knows the parts of it that you don't know.
The Boss Fertitta is burning $10 million of cash a day. Empty restaurants, empty casinos, the New York streets are deserted. Las Vegas is deserted. Fact number 3, the government stimulus. We have detailed the suffering of 40,000 workers and the boss, Tilman Fertitta. Here comes the government with its $2 trillion stimulus package. The purpose is to save the workers and also to save the capitalists. Fact number 4, how long? I estimate it's going to take 1.5 years. In case you disagree with me over the 1.5 year projection, now just look at the Tokyo Summer Olympic. It's already postponed to 2021. Fact number 5, the sectors involved. They are the restaurants, the casinos, the conferences, and the tourists. These 4 sectors are exactly where Tilman Fertitta built his empire. Part 2, the 5 lessons of Tilman Fertitta. Lesson number 1, it's a black swan event. Covid-19 is an event that happens once in a century. We all know the severity of the Spanish flu, which happened in 1918. Lesson 2, Tilman Fertitta is an everyday guy. This is a picture of the Tilman family. I let you sort out who is who. He dropped out of college twice. The first time he dropped out of Texas Tech. Second time he dropped out of University of Houston.
Me the same question, like where this big vision keeps coming and it doesn't quit. You're not in your 20s anymore, but you see things at a different perspective than most people.
I do, and I tell people this all the time. God gives us all certain gifts, and I tell young people this if I'm out at U of H talking to kids or whoever, and the smartest thing that you've got to do is you've got to realize what gift did God give you, and that's what you've got to do.
Lesson number 3, cash is king. Cash is survival, both for the billionaire as well as for the 40,000 workers he laid off.
Are hourly employees that work for tips. Most of those people are. So their paychecks without tips are minimal. That's not how they can possibly live. They were living, and most of those people live off of tips, which you can't have because they can't be in the restaurant. They can't serve people in the restaurant.
Lesson 4, secrets of his success. Live within your means, live within a box. This is a guide from his book, Shut Up and Listen, published September 2019.
But also you never live above your means, and I never understood this because I built my first hotel in Galveston in 1986, and so I've been around the 80s decades in business, the 90s, the 2000, and now this decade from 210 to 220, and hopefully the next decade. But I've watched so many people come and go, and I've never understood, they don't have any money anymore, or this person owns this airplane, but they had a bad deal. I've always lived in a box, and I've never had to change my lifestyle and all those ups and down years in the business world that we go through, because we go through cyclical times. Because I never lived above my means, and I don't want to ever say I lived below my means, but always was in a box, and I put this in my book.
Lesson number 5, he won't be a dropout billionaire. In 2020, he's the hardest hit billionaire because he was in the restaurant, he was in the casino, and he's in the conference business. Tilman Fertitta was a college dropout twice. Here are the pictures of some of the other famous college dropout billionaires. There are 2 reasons. First, he's only 62 years old. The average age of a self-made billionaire is 67 years old, so he is relatively young. The second reason is the owner of the Houston Rocket, an NBA team he bought with $2.2 billion. He is sufficiently diversified to be railroaded by a Black Swan event. Actually, Tilman Fertitta is the 3rd Fertitta billionaire I cover. The others are Frank Fertitta and Lorenzo Fertitta. Please watch episode 618 and 619 of this channel. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Has your life been impacted by COVID-19? Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.